Hey, you guys. I wanted to show you something, and this is something that I don't know. I wasn't even looking for this stuff. I just, uh, when you're searching, things come up, and I started looking at these celebrities and stuff, and it hit me. And well, let's just go down this rabbit hole with me for a minute. Um, we know that you don't become anything successful in this world unless you sign your soul away. Okay, we know this. And I'm thinking that one of the things that they have to do is plastic surgery, or the demon manifests itself within them and they just say they had plastic surgery. Now, I know there are women, regular women, that have it done and all that. I'm not talking about them. I'm sure, you know, bad things happen to them as well. But when you look at these stars, these celebrities and stuff, the end results, they all look the same, similar, different but similar to the effect, the overall result. And I think that that's part of the deal, is that that demon gets to manifest itself, just like Beyonce. When she's on stage, Sasha comes out, manifests herself, and you can see her. Same with Katy Perry. Say all of them. They have the demons attached to them. And that, because that's who's singing, that's who's doing the job, right? And they get the fame and all that for whatever it's worth, because then they take over their body and they're kind of tossed to the wayside, and their spirit is no more. I mean, it is, but it's weak, and they're just going to have to wait for judgment. But, I mean, just go down this rabbit hole. Let's check this out, because these celebrities, some of them growing up in the adult years, they're beautiful people. And then why? They start with the surgeries. Why? There's no reason for it. And then when you start looking at the end results, my goodness, it's horrific. So let me show you some. Okay, so this is Donatella Versace, okay? And look at her, how beautiful she was as a young woman, and then she started with the lips, and then you go to this photo, and I mean, she's a cute girl and a beautiful woman. Why would she then go do this to herself? She wouldn't stop. But look at that one on the right. Tell me what that girl looks like. Tell me what that looks like. That's not human. That is not human. People, at some point, she must have saw what she was doing to herself. And I mean, you gotta, unless she was just crazy on, you know, on getting this stuff done. But I mean, look, who in the right mind would do this to themselves and see themselves in the mirror? It's unbelievable to me. And it's so sad. But this is what they signed up for. And this is what's manifesting. And she's not the only one. Look at that. Take a good look at that. What happened to her? Tell me that don't look like a demon. All right, now here you have Joan Van Ark. She was a star on a TV series called Knots Landing. Look how gorgeous she is. And this is older, still beautiful, you know. And when you become a celebrity, you you're related. They're all related, and they know what price they're going to pay. I don't I don't know if they know the end result, but as you look at her, look at that. Absolutely gorgeous girl or woman. And then watch her demise. And this seems to be a trend with all of them. You tell me that one on the right don't look like a demon. She had to pay her price. Whether it be plastic surgery or not, I think they're told they have to do it because or it's just using it as an excuse to manifest the demon. All right, so this next one, who is that? That's Joan Rivers. Look how pretty she is. You know, high on the eyebrows, but still pretty. And then the next one you see, her daughter looks almost just like this. And I mean, she was just, pretty and not bad looking. She was a comedian, for those of you who don't know, but I think everybody knows she's the one that outed Obama's sidekick for being a boy. But you know what my theory is that they know this has to happen. They know it's going to happen. And, they don't have any say in it. It just, look at that. You tell me that one don't look like a demon on the right. I mean, just look at the transformation. Is it plastic surgery, or is the demon manifesting itself? And then they don't have nothing else to say about it, so then they do say, well, it was plastic surgery or whatever, because they really don't have much to say on it. I mean, because I can't imagine that anybody would literally just do this to themselves. I mean, it's hard for me to fathom. All right, so now this next one. Who is that? That's little Kim. I think I'm not sure if she was a singer, a reality person, but anyway, she signed a contract. And look how cute she was. I mean, absolutely beautiful girl. Turned into a beautiful woman. And you know what I'm thinking is that at some point in all their careers, they have to, every time they want something, they have to do something, whether it be hurt a child, sacrifice a child, whatever it is. And I think a lot of these careers get stopped short because at some point their morals kick in and they say no, and that's when this starts to happen, or their careers die, and this happens to them anyway because they're all going to the pit. They signed the contract. They're not of the Father. But this seems to be a trend. Now here she's overweight, but I guarantee you if she lost weight, her face would be sunk in just like the rest of them. She doesn't look as bad as the rest, but look at her in this one. That's just horrible. All right, this next one. This is Kenny Rogers. And I know some of you ladies are going to say, no, not my Kenny, not my Kenny. If they're anybody in this world, it's because they accepted the contract. They're doing the things they were asked to do, which are hurting children, sacrificing, child molestation, pedophilia. All of it is involved, okay? Every single one of them, in order to have fame in this world, they have to go to the next step. They make them do different things for the next level that they want to go to. And if they want fame bad enough, they're going to do those things. Maybe they don't have to tell anybody about it, but you betcha they did those things, okay? They don't get a free ride. And just, if you watch their demise, look at that. Who is that at the right, far right? Look at that. That looks like a demon. So this is Barry Manilow, and the next few pictures I'm going to show you just before and after. And you tell me what you see. Now, this is Billy Crystal, and I'm not picking on these people saying, oh, look how ugly they are. I'm asking you to look at what success has done to them, okay? It just seems to be prevalent. And you can also see, this is Beyonce. I mean, that, if you've seen Sasha appear, there's a video. I'll try and link it in the description. And that's Burt Reynolds. But Beyonce, actually, you can actually see Sasha. You guys, oh, you don't want to see it. It's pretty bad. Look at Carrot Top. He wasn't a bad looking dude. I mean, wasn't the most handsome, but I mean, he was, okay looking. But then look at after the surgery. It's Courtney Cox. And okay, you're saying, oh, not so bad, but there's two. I have another shot of her too. And that is bad. When you look at them side by side, now a lot of you might say, oh, it's just, they had plastic surgery and, but look at them. Look at this Daryl Hannah. Look at her. You could see the tightening around the face and the eyes, and the plastic surgery destroys people's faces. Look at David Cassidy. teen heartthrob. Look at him. Because they just, and I don't think that they just keep having the surgeries. I think they have to, because who would want to make themselves look like this? It could have been a craze or whatever. That's Goldie Hawn. I mean, but when you look at the results, look at that. We're not supposed to be doing things like this with our bodies, you guys. And I mean, I know like some of you might have had your mom or dad, that was Janice Dickinson, famous model. Who's this? Jennifer Grey. She danced with what's his name? Patrick Swayze. This is Jocelyn Wildenstein. Look at that. You tell me that's normal? That's the same photo, same person. And you could see that we're not supposed to be modifying our bodies. You might have a friend or a family member that did it. Look at Judge Reinhold. Look at that. And you might think, well, they don't really look that different. Well, it's because you're used to seeing them all the time. Get a before and after shot. That's Kim Novak. I mean, honestly, you guys, you're not supposed to be altering your body like this. Look how horrible it is. Now, Lionel Richie's not so bad. I mean, he's actually, a handsome older man. But they're not done with their careers. This is Michael Jackson. And he wasn't bleaching his skin white, you guys. There are ways to put melanin and take melanin out. Because I'm going to show you the last pictures I'm going to show you. Are going to freak you out. And this is Michaela Romanani. Look at that. You tell me that's normal. What does that look like to you? I mean, and it's not all of them. And I think the ones that are aging gracefully, it's because they're staying with the program. The adrenochrome, they're staying with what they need. Mickey Rourke did something bad because he had surgery and they really jacked him up. And I think somebody had payback. Just like when Joan Rivers, that's Ray Liotta. Look at him. He starred in Goodfellas. When Joan Rivers outed Obama's sidekick, look at Priscilla Presley. Soon after that, she had surgery and she was dead. They killed her. They took her out because she finked on them. That's Richard Dean. He was a heartthrob. He was in MacGyver. Look at him. Now, I don't know if he had surgery or not. It looks like he might have, but I don't know. But look at, this is Smokey Robinson. I spelled his name wrong, oh well. He clearly has had it. Suzanne Summers. They don't even look like the same person in a lot of these. And I'm not, everybody ages. But I mean, look what the plastic surgery does to them. But they look similar, though. And they look alien-like. They look demonish-like. Rick Springfield, my goodness, he was everybody's heartthrob. Look at him. This is what success does to you? I'll stay poor in my little home and eat beans and rice before I look like that. I mean, I'm aging old, yeah, gracefully. I don't need none of that plastic surgery. And my sister talked me into getting Botox once, and oh, heck no. After that, I did it one time. I screamed the whole time. I'll never do it again. That was about 7-8 years ago. All right, now we're going to do this one backwards. Who do you think that is? You might be able to pick it out. But now, a lot of these celebrities stopped short. Like, why would you do that if you're hot, right? If you're like, getting gigs and stuff. Because they wanted them to do the next thing. And I think a lot of these people backed out. They didn't want to do the next thing. So, and then you're like, well, what about the stars that look good now? Well, because they're getting the adrenochrome, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, and they're not getting the plastic surgeries. A lot of them aren't, probably because, they know they're doing what they're not supposed to be doing. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Look at that. This is Heather Locklear. She came in the 80s storming, man. She was just amazing. She first came on the scene with Dynasty, then she was in TJ Hooker, and then it was a cop show, and then she was in Melrose Place, and stunningly gorgeous girl. And I mean, you can just look at the sadness in them, and can they take it back? And I don't know. I think they can, but who knows really? You know, you sign your life away when you work for these people, for the industry. You really sign your life away, and it's sad, because, and a lot of people just walk away. They're like, I don't know that. You guys are crazy, So, so the next ones I'm going to show you, well, you'll see. Okay, guys, so this one is several photos. Now, this is a young girl that very cute, just good looking teenager, and she did some really. She became famous because of what she did as opposed to being like a movie star or anything. She wasn't happy at her job, so she started making changes. But the changes she made, when you guys see it, you're going to be shocked because it's just, number one, why would anybody do it? And number two, you know, she must really have self identity issues. And, well, you're going to have to just watch the videos, guys, because it gets crazy, okay? Now, she was a flight attendant, and she wasn't happy with that. She wanted fame, she wanted more. So, what does she go do? She decided that she wanted to go get breast enlargements. And she did. Now, she's a beautiful girl, no doubt about it, but she got her breasts, and that pushed her up into a little bit, because, and then she started, taking other photos, and she started to get more attention. For me, it's not the right amount of attention, but, it is what it is. And you can just see her slowly transforming herself to even larger, and now what's going on here? Look at her skin. Now, she didn't color it on. This is her again. You know what she did, you guys? I'll tell you in a minute. But look at her skin color. And there she is again. Now I read the whole thingy about it, and she just thought that she should be that color. And it on the outside it looks like she painted her face, but she just really started to drastically change her life, and then you could see she went back to being white. She can go from white to black to white. How is this possible? Look how dark she is. That's not paint, you guys. It's not a suntan. It's not dye. And when Michael Jackson, he wasn't getting bleached. That's probably what people were calling it, but he wasn't getting bleached. Look at how beautiful she was as a young girl. Or cute. I wouldn't say beautiful. She's a kid here, so she's cute. And now look at her on the picture on the right. Here's a glamour shot. One when she's a little girl. And then the glamour shot as an adult. And what's going on here, you guys? Now check this out. It shows her stages all the way up to getting darker. You know what she was doing, you guys? She was putting what the elite want and what they don't have. Melatonin. She was injecting melatonin, which caused her to turn black. That's why we have different shades. Black people have a lot of melatonin. Puerto Ricans, Mexicans, Italians, we've got probably half or less of what black people have. And then you get into your, white people, and they have very little. They have it, but not enough. It's not enough to make them dark. And this is what this gal went and did. Isn't that crazy? I wanted to show you that because it blew me away. And she never became really that big of a star, nothing like that. But this is what she's now known for. Now, these two guys are Igor and Grichka Bogdanov. They are French, and Igor was the firstborn, and Grichka was born 40 minutes later. They are twin brothers who are television presenters, producers, and scientific essayists who, in since the 1970s, have presented various subjects in science fiction, popular science, and cosmology. The fraternal twins were once considered French television heartthrobs and were massively popular during the 1980s. As presenters and producers, they have been the brains behind and faces of various television shows covering both science and science fiction after developing an interest in astronomy as children. Although they were once known for their good looks, the brothers, now 68, are now barely recognizable after each went undergoing several plastic surgery procedures. Now, they did papers regarding what occurred at the beginning of the Big Bang Theory, and pretty much the scientific community has called them liars. And in 2010, it was reported that the pair were each understood to have a number of chin and cheek implants as well as Botox and fillers. As a result, they have regularly been called freakish and described as cat people by the media. Just like in our country, we have conspiracy theories. Well, this is one of France's conspiracy theories. Now, they certainly have ties and with some of Europe's old noble families. Now, on top of that, Igor, which is on the left, he was married to both Countess Ludmila de Outremont and Amalie de Bourbon de Parme, the daughter of Prince Miguel of Bourbon Parma. Now, both of them deny ever having any plastic surgery. Okay, and this is a conspiracy theory here. They completely deny ever having any surgery, and they try to show who they really are. Now, people believe that the Bogdanov twins have a monopoly on DNA testing labs. There's those that think that the twins have created nanobots in order to create a collective consciousness, essentially ridding the world of free will. Surprisingly, no one thinks that these two are lizard aliens like the Bush family. They do, however, believe that the twins are in contact with aliens and will be the first to populate Mars. Now, another story talks about, you remember the helicopter that crashed on the Rothschilds' property? Well, one of the stories is that Grinka, whatever his name is, he was married to the youngest Rothschild, and she left him and was at home, and he tried to call. She wouldn't pick up the phone. Next thing you know, there's the helicopter and a jet or a plane or something, and they crashed. After it was over, he was said to have been, he was reported saying she should have picked up the phone, meaning that happened because of them, the whole plane crash, or helicopter and plane crash. Now, it's said that they descend from a noble Muslim family called the Tartar family. And Tartar, if you add Tartarian, is what the earth was called before the last mud flood. There's a globe showing that Tartarian was real. There's so much evidence from before the 1850s of all of this, and they come from, it goes back to the 17th century, their lineage. So it makes sense that they would come from a family called the Tartar family, because the world back then was called Tartarian or Tartaria. Now, although they were Muslim, they also, their father was a Russian painter, and Russia has a lot of Tartarian, like their buildings and artifacts, and they released their classified documents just like our White House did, and people were showing all those things, so all this kind of makes sense. And it said that their mothers spoke many different languages. Now, they have claimed to have IQs of 215 plus, and they claim that they're in regular communication with the Archangel Michael and Gabriel, forwarding the Word of God to the Orthodox Church. Now, as they claim that they've never had plastic surgery, they have been lionized, but claim to have never undergone any plastic surgery. Demon possession changes appearances. That's what they say. Now, they say there's no money in Fort Knox, but the money is in Fort Bogdanov, meaning the twins have all the gold. And they say that they're 7 decades old, and from the space-time reference point of the base human currently accepted by our society and reality. And they say they are timeless beings existing in all points of time and space from the beginning bang to the end of the universe. And they say that they are the ones that invented the whole time traveling stuff. And through joint effort between the twins, Lockheed, and the CIA, an agency they control, Trump is rumored to be an agent of the Bogdanovs. And we don't know their ultimate plans yet, but we hope they are benevolent beings. Now, when you look at these photos, what do you think they look like? And they go to red carpet events, and I've never heard of them. And if you look at the photo at the end of the Akhenaten and look at what they look like, it's pretty telling. But again, I don't know. This is something new. It's also said that the Rothschilds bowed to them. You know, so the oldest one being married to the youngest daughter, you know, reading a little bit about them, but they're made to look like fools, though, in the internet, you know, freakish and all that, but that's what they do to anything that's real or think it might be real. They make it look like a lie. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? I just thought this was very interesting because you can clearly see what plastic surgery does to these people and what they actually look like. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? All right, thanks for watching. Love you guys. Bye.